So I looked back, just today at the last 2 or 3 months and figured out that I really hadn't played that much competitive at all. And for being a YouTuber that makes almost, kind of daily content on this game, talks about esports, talks about the best players, grandmasters, looks at their gameplay, Tuzzy tips, everything like that, I think it's kind of weird that I haven't really played the game way too much myself. At the beginning of the season, I got placed, tried to get Diamond, Master, wherever, and, ever since then, I've just kind of stopped. I tried to play a bit, but it just stopped. And I don't really know why, or at least I didn't really know why until today and yesterday. I kind of thought about it, about some of the main problems and some of the main reasons why I stopped playing the game. Now, right now, I am back into the game. I've been playing it quite a bit, so I can say that I still am enjoying the game. I'm really excited for the new changes, all the new nerfs, everything coming in. But today I want to talk about why I think, sometimes it can get boring for players. And I guess as well, why you might want to break at certain parts, certain metas, or anything like that. Kind of like what I took, just barely. Anyways, with that said, I guess let's just get this started. And I just have 3 main ideas that I want to talk about and elaborate about quite a bit. So let's just kind of go on with that. Now, the first thing that I feel like really kind of just snapped me when I started to play competitive quite a bit this season is that I can't pick my role. And I know that a lot of people don't like role queue. I know that isn't, the perfect fix or anything. And, there's a lot of different fixes, a lot of different ideas. I don't want to talk about that right now. All I'm saying is that as a person that just wanted to play a certain character or a certain role, not being able to play that for game after game after game, I just didn't want to play the game. If I couldn't play Reaper, I know, DPS meme, good meme. If I couldn't play Reaper and I really wanted to, I just wouldn't even bother. Some games as well, I really wanted to play Mercy, but, the role is filled up. I couldn't choose it, so I didn't really even bother. In a lot of cases, I feel like I just couldn't really pick what I wanted to do, and I just had to kind of go with the flow and hope that the team comp would kind of work, and just overall not be able to play what I wanted to play at that current time. And in the past, I didn't really care much about this. At the beginning of Overwatch, I kind of wanted to try out every single role. But now that the game's been out for 7 seasons, I feel like it's been long enough where I know what I want to play. I know where I want to put my time. And I just didn't want to put a ton of time into the game and stuff that I wasn't really way too interested in. I feel like the thing that really brought up, just my feelings of wanting to be able to actually select my role, though, came when I started to get back into League like a month or 2 ago. And I guess you could also use that as an excuse to why I stopped playing as much. I started to play a bit of League of Legends, super addictive game. A lot of people know. A lot of people hate it. I think it's pretty fun, at least with friends. But in that game, every single game, you get to pick your lane, you get to pick your role, you get to pick, 2 roles, and you're probably going to get one of those. And you can play in from there. Sometimes you do get auto-filled, and, you do have to deal with that. But at least 80 or 90% of the games, you can play what you want to play, how you want to play it. And that's really been hooking me. There's this one character that I was playing, seasons ago, like 4 years ago, called Rise. I don't have to tell you much about him, but I really did like him. And now, with the new season, it's pretty exciting. I can pick him up again, and I can play him every single game. Or at least, almost every single game. Now, of course, while I still do, change up my character depending on team comp somewhat, and, try to help my team by going people that will help the team, I can at least play the role that I want to play. And while I don't really know what Overwatch can do with this, while I know that, people don't like a role queue system, and I don't know, I feel like there's not much of a solution right now. I kind of hope that there would be, but that's definitely one of the main reasons why I just stopped playing the game, because I couldn't play what I wanted to play. And that just kind of hurt the game and overall the experience for me. Secondly, during Season 7, or was it Season 6? Whatever the last season was, I stopped playing the game because I was forced almost every single game to either one trick to try to just climb and carry myself, or play Mercy. Because either, I one trick, I try to carry with a bad team comp, with, just nothing that's going well, 3, 4 DPS every single game, because that's just how it worked out last season. Nobody wanted to go any other role, and I can't blame them. But that's how it went. Or I decide, maybe I actually want to win this game, maybe I want a half-decent team comp, maybe I just want to give myself a chance to do well. I guess mainly allow my teammates to do well, so I go Mercy and win from there. I think I had like a 70% win rate with Mercy, super good, but I didn't really want to play Mercy at that time. I actually really do like Mercy in most situations, but sometimes, I just don't really want to go for a night or 2. And that's the situation I was kind of put in. I either have to play the character that I'm godlike as because, you know, our team comp's gonna suck every single game, or I have to play, you know, Mercy, because if you don't have Mercy, you're pretty much gonna auto lose. Now, luckily for us, Mercy is getting a nerf, and Ana's getting a buff, and there's the new hero Moira, and all this other stuff, so the support meta I don't feel like will be nearly as much of a problem here, so that'll kind of go away with this problem in the new season. But the other problem of being forced to one-trick, I think is still going to stay there. As it is right now, and as it has been ever since Season 3, there's just a ton of one-tricks. And the problem is, if you aren't one-tricking, you're stuck with your elo. Because with most tanks and most other characters like that, you kind of need certain characters to play around you to really do well. Especially with tanks, I feel like, you know, if you're playing with Winston, you kind of need that diva to play well. And if you're playing with Reinhardt, you kind of need, you know, just one of the other tanks to supply more tankiness when your shield's down to, you know, really just supply a overall high DPS comp over a long amount of time. But the thing is, people aren't doing that. And especially, you know, I was a tank main for like 3 or 4 seasons. But when nobody else is going to play tank, and when nobody else is going to really do anything, when the team comp is terrible every single game, you know, I just don't want to play it. And I just don't really want to deal with that. So, you know, I go one-tricking on my DPS role, or one-tricking on Mercy, or a different support like Zenyatta. I feel like that could all be really fun. But I guess that's another reason why I just kind of subconsciously quit. I just was kind of done with, you know, all the really terrible team comps. With everybody just, you know, either one-tricking or playing, I guess, super OP picks, but mainly all those are always DPS, and just not having that fair of battles. Of course, time and time again, we hear people say that essentially in Overwatch, either one team stomps or another team stomps, and I feel like that really only started to happen after like Season 3 into Season 4, and it's kind of been that way ever since. I feel like a meta shift could maybe change this. Maybe, you know, a select queue could change this, or maybe just how we view the game could change this. But that's something that was kind of holding me down. Currently, right now, I am getting more into the game. I am, you know, finally just realizing that, you know, while my team comp might not be amazing, you know, if I play the tanks that I like to play, you know, we can still win. Maybe it's not as easy, and maybe I do have to deal with a lot of players that, you know, think they're hot stuff, but really aren't. But even with all that said, you know, I still can go for the win, and I still can try, and it still can be fun, and that's one thing I want to put out there. Now that, you know, I'm getting back into the game and actually playing and talking in chat, I am having a lot of fun. And that's something you kind of want to remember in Overwatch. Sometimes right now, I might not be climbing as fast. I feel like if I was one-tricking Reaper, I would be climbing a lot faster than just playing, you know, a ton of different characters that I think are fun, and that I think fit the team comp. But I feel like overall, my games have improved a little bit. And that's really a personal choice. But I'm throwing away a little bit of SR, I mean. So you kind of have to put it like that. As well, I am talking in chat a whole lot more. Some of you guys maybe have seen me in a few games, and that's a lot of fun as well. And I never really used to be able to do that. And by used to be able to, I just mean I never really used to do that. But now I'm doing that, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. And even though I feel like the meta and everybody's idea of the game still kind of forces you to one trick or play that really OP support, you know, I've kind of moved away from it a little bit. I do wish the game would change a bit to kind of get rid of that mentality, but you as a person can kind of get rid of it. At least that's what I kind of learned after just, you know, thinking about the game for a little while. Finally, the reason why I quit last season is because in often cases, you should probably do this if you really want, you know, you really like to win a lot. My heroes just weren't really all that meta, and were countered by the majority of the meta. I played a lot of Reaper and a lot of Doomfist, and, you know, you could argue that Reaper's okay, but I feel like in a lot of cases, even if he's okay and has a decent win rate, he wasn't very fun to play against that meta. Junkrat spam, Pharah spam, and I guess kind of soldier spam, and, you know, just a lot of other spam and shields and everything put up in front of my face, you know, not way too many tanks. All that stuff put together made Reaper not way too fun. I love the character, I love his cat, I love everything, but just in that meta, it wasn't way too fun. And Doomfist, well, I so hope that he gets a buff because I love that character. He was as well just pretty underwhelming and got countered by almost everybody in the meta. So essentially in that meta that we just had, I felt like it was more work than fun to play through it in a lot of cases, and that's something you might want to keep for yourself. If there's a meta where your favorite character is just not good for a few months, and you're getting super frustrated, you're just not liking the game, and you think, you know, this game's trash, you know, I can't climb, I'm trying my best, maybe just put the game away for a little bit. You know, do play some quick play, you know, play a little bit of competitive, I guess. Make sure you're still at least somewhat on your game, but wait until the meta shifts a little bit. Wait until your character shift a little bit, and then go on from there. And that's kind of what's been going on a little bit. Especially with Moira, I feel like Reaper does super well with that character. And especially now that Mercy's getting nerfed, which I just hated to deal with as Reaper. I feel like I can pick him up more now. I feel like I can play him a lot more now. And at least I can, kind of get ready on the PTR to play against those nerfs and to just kind of get used to all that stuff. So I guess that's the final thing that was just making me not want to play the game, is that whenever I played, it just wasn't a super fun meta for my characters. And if that happens to you, maybe just give it a break. That's all I can really say with that. And there you go. That's kind of why I stopped playing this season and why I quit Overwatch competitive for just, 2 or 3 months. Tell me if you guys have ever had this. Do you have any other reasons why you have quit competitive in the past? Do you feel like there's too much toxicity, which I haven't faced way too much of? I'm generally very positive in the voice chats and in the typing, so that doesn't happen to me too much. But do you have a lot of that? Do you just have a lot of troll players? What's been going on with you guys, and why have you quit, or why have you come back? As, I'm back on it. I'm back on that grind, and while I feel like this is something I might want to mention as well, if you get kind of bored of Overwatch competitive, try playing another competitive game for a little while, and then go back. I went to League and CSGO a little bit, but mainly League for a while, started grinding out that game, climbing competitive, and then it really made me want to go back to Overwatch and start grinding that. So maybe that's just me, maybe that's just how I work, but I feel like that, that can actually help you quite a bit, get back in the mentality, and that's helped me quite a bit. I gotta stop quitting Overwatch and start playing a lot more of it. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry that this wasn't like the normal type of tip video, and I'm sure quite a bit of you, you just left. You didn't care. Whatever. That's fine. I hope that you guys that are here to the end, though, do enjoy, or at least did enjoy. If you did make it to the end, say wubba lubba dub doob, because Rick and Morty memes are the best, but make it a little bit different to make it a little extra spicy. And I guess leave a like or hit that subscribe button if you want to see any more stuff like this in the future. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful day.